Hey, what is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be bringing you the second installment of the weapons for the boss weapons for Dark Souls 2. So the first weapon is the Crypt Black Sword, 40 Strength, 10 Dex, 12 Intelligence, 12 Faith is what's needed. Skills in D in both Strength and Dex, and a C or A in Faith, and hits 148 physical and 80 dark damage. Now, the only way to get this weapon is on New Game Plus or using a bonfire aesthetic and fighting the Rotten, and you get the soul for this. So I like this weapon quite a bit. It's supposed to be, I guess, an only New Game Plus weapon, but you can use the bonfire aesthetic to get it, obviously. But it hits a good amount of damage because I am on New Game Plus right now. So it's pretty good compared to some of the weapons you'll see that I'm on this file, because some of the weapons aren't really designed for New Game Plus, and none of these are leveled up. But I kind of like the moveset. It's an Ultra Great Sword. I'm not a huge fan of Ultra Great Swords, but I still think this one's pretty good. I like the dark damage, and if you had a lot of faith, this would probably be like kind of like the alternative to the Moonlight Great Sword, but for like faith users. Alright, so the next weapon is the Dragon Rider's Halberd. 18 Strength, 17 Dex is what's needed. Skills of C in both of those. C in Intelligence is what it scales with that. Hits 100 base physical damage and 100 or 90 base magic damage. You get it from the Dragon Rider soul, which I will link to that, how to get that soul, because I've already uploaded that boss fight. I've already done all the boss fights, obviously, since I have these weapons, but I have not uploaded them because it takes a long time to sift through all the footage, because they're buried inside of my Let's Play somewhere, most of them. But I like Hellbirds in this game. I think they're pretty good. I like the spin attack, but I couldn't get off here because I couldn't hang the side of the stupid thing, which is my fault. But as I said again, as I will say again, this is on New Game Plus, so the damage it's doing is actually pretty good. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it hits less damage or if they just have more health, or both, a mixture of both. But that might be why it takes a little while to kill these people. But like I said, all these weapons are base, so this is still pretty good, especially for New Game Plus. Alright, so the next weapon is the Warped Sword. 15 Strength and 25 Dex is what's needed. Skills in E in Strength and Dex. You get this from the Flexile Sentry, and it is a curved sword, and it hits 90 physical damage, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright, so this weapon, the scaling is okay. Like, the scaling is pretty good for Dex, but it doesn't really hit that much damage. It's like a curved sword, so it's the Dex type sword. It might be good if you had a lot of Dex and you upgraded it, maybe. It hits a decent amount of damage since this is New Game Plus, but it just seems kind of overall weak. Not a very good swing, as in like radius. It has a pretty cool moveset. It doesn't use too much stamina, and it looks pretty awesome, and it hits a lot of times. But especially when you're fighting more than one enemy, it can kind of be hard to use. I don't know, maybe you could dual wield this sword or something. I'm not 100% sure. This would probably be an okay weapon on regular. If it was a New Game Plus and you upgraded it all the way, it would probably be pretty decent. But overall, I think this weapon is just kind of mediocre. I can't see myself using it too much, or probably not at all. I couldn't really see myself making a build around this weapon. But overall, it's mediocre. So it's alright. Alright, so the next weapon is the Chaos Blade. Its attacks also damages users 12 strength, 25 dex, beast, scaling, and dex. And I'm not sure how much it hits physical damage wise because I didn't get to look. I'll have an annotation on the screen for that. I'm not sure it might do bleed damage. Oh wait, no. 106 physical base damage. I did look at it. Okay, so this weapon kind of sucks because it like takes your stuff away. But it is New Game Plus, so I would expect these people to die faster. But it's still kind of taking a long time to kill these people compared to some of the other weapons. Even the Warped Sword, it seemed like the Warped Sword was hitting it just a little bit less. Maybe more, even. And this hits you every time. You get this for the second soul of the not the Pursuer, for the Lost Sinner on New Game Plus. So it's a New Game Plus weapon. Maybe it has high stats when you upgrade it or something. It has decent scaling with Dex. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't really like it that much. So the Dragon Slayer Great Bow, 30 Strength, 20 Dex, B in Strength, C in Dexterity. Now, you get this from... Let me look, actually. I use the I use the Fire Bow. Oh, the Old King Soul, which is the Old Iron King fighting him on New Game Plus. You get that soul. It's pretty good. It hits a lot of damage, especially for New Game Plus. I use the other type of arrows, and they seem to actually do more damage. So, the Defender Greatsword is 20 Strength, 12 Dex, C, D, and you need 15 Faith. C scaling in Strength, of course, and D scaling in Dex. It's 80 base damage. I think it said 30 lightning damage. I'm not 100% sure, but it hits a lot of damage. This is not New Game Plus, by the way. The character that's using the dragon armor is not a New Game Plus. He's at the very end of the game. So this character is also not New Game Plus, and this is the Barbed Club. 20 Strength, 18 Dex, C in Strength, C in Dex, 10 or 100 physical damage. It has the same moveset as the Mace, and it is also a hammer. At least as far as I can tell, it's the same. And it's from the Flexile Sentry. I always want to, or yeah, I think that's what it's called. I always forget. Yeah, it's the Flexile. I always want to call it the Felix Sentry because of the Felix Sentries. Or is that what it's called in the other game? But the Phalanx enemy or whatever in Dark Souls 1. But I don't really like this weapon because I don't really like the Mace's moveset too much. I like how much poise it hits and stuff for a one-handed weapon, and it hits a decent amount of damage. At least with its scaling, but it just seems like the Mace, but a little bit worse, but better at scaling, so it might be better late game. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so the Ultra Great Sword, 50 Strength, 10 Dex, A in Strength, E in Dex, 180 physical damage. So the King's Ultra Great Sword is an Ultra Great Sword. It looks more like a club to me, though, and you get it from King Vendrick's Soul, which I will eventually have a video on how to get that, since it's kind of like an optional boss. Actually, it's completely optional. This is not New Game Plus, like I said, so it's hitting a pretty good amount of damage. So hit 2 shots to these people. Excuse my bad playing, I suppose. But I kind of like the moveset. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these weapons, though. But since it's not actually a Great Hammer, I kind of like the moveset a little bit better, because I really don't like the movesets of Great Hammers. I think they're good because they hit lots of damage, but I'm not a particular fan of the actual moveset. So I kind of like this. It's kind of like a middle ground. It's a nice Ultra Great Sword, a lot of physical damage, good strength scaling. But it's overall, it's pretty good. It's better than the regular Great Sword. Actually, I think that's also an Ultra Great Sword. I'm not really sure. Nah, I don't remember. I think no. It is a regular Great Sword, the one that like gives you more attack with souls. I showed a little bit more of the moveset because I had more time in this video. But yeah, so the Spitfire Spear, 64 base, 50 fire damage, 100 or 10 strength, 18 dex, E in both of those, and a C in a faith scaling, I believe. Or no, intelligence, not faith. That's yeah, intelligence because it's fire. So the Spitfire Spear kind of reminds me of the Dragon Rider or the Dragon Slayer Spear, because it's kind of its like fire counterpart. It shoots fire. At first I thought it just exploded fire on enemies, but it shoots fire and it hits fire damage. The base stats actually might be a little better on this, but I still like the other spear a little better. For one, it's kind of nostalgic from the other game, and for two, it hits quite a bit of damage all the way upgraded with like a lot of faith. But this could too. I'm not 100% sure. But if you're into spears, this would be a pretty good weapon to check out. I don't really like spears to be honest, but there are some people who like them a lot. So, I mean, it's pretty good for a spear. Dragon Rider Bow. You get this from the Dragon Riders, obviously. 20 Strength, 18 Dex, B in Strength, D in Dex, C in Magic, or, well, Intelligence. If I don't, it's 72 Physical, 80 Magic. Overall, I really like bows in this game. They really buffed them from the last game. I feel like they're magic, but with like a lot more uses, and it just like looks cooler in my opinion. And there's a lot more types of bows, arrows that you can get. And overall, I think it's pretty good. I'm not even sure. I don't think I have that much dex. I might have like 40, actually. I don't remember what I rescaled to for this. Or it might only be like 30 or 25. But overall, I really like the bows in this game. I think they're a lot cooler, and I'm actually kind of glad that they buffed them, because they used to kind of suck. This used 9 strength, 20 dex, 18 faith, C and strength, A and dex, C and faith. The Bow of Want, you get it from Nashandra after beating her, the last boss of the game. That's the soul you get it from. This hits electrical damage, I believe, and I can't see what it is right now, but if it goes away for long enough, 40 physical, 40 lightning. And I looked at those stats, I was like, man, that's not really that good, right? Well, after using it for a little while, I thought it was pretty decent, and for some reason I'm not moving. Yeah, this is taking a while. I guess I forgot to edit that out, whatever. But it hits a little less than Dragon Rider Bow did. But it has a special attack, which is pretty cool. It shoots like a huge lightning bolt, and that hit a little bit less than I was expecting. But I shot it again, and it hits a little more. But all the way upgraded, this could be if you were like a Dex Faith build, I mean, this could definitely be a good second to your Chime. Alright, so the shield crossbow needs 19 strength, 10 dex, it's 80 physical damage, and you can shield while shooting. But that's kind of a lie, actually. You can only shield before you shoot. You like hold down the button to shoot. Oh, also this is from the Executioner's Chariot Soul. I couldn't figure it out at first. It hits an abysmally low amount of damage. I am using the regular heavy bolts. I'm not sure how good the other bolts are because I never use crossbows. But this hits such a low amount of damage, and I thought, well, maybe it would be worth it if they were close to me. You can also aim with crossbows in this game, which is kind of cool. But I thought maybe when they get close to me, they just wouldn't hit me. They would just like hit the shield. But I couldn't figure it out. For a while, and then I looked it up, and evidently you have to hold down the attack button before you shoot. So you can shield before you shoot, which is pretty much like a normal shield, if you ask me. I guess because you can't have, since it uses 2 hands, you can't have a shield in the other hand and shoot at the same time, I don't think. But it's kind of pointless, if you ask me. I went to some weaker enemies, and it doesn't even 2-shot them. It's not upgraded, but it just seems like it's not that great. And as you can see here, I was shielding. But you can't fire and shield at the same time, as far as I know. I could only get it to work by holding the attack button. I dodged that for some weird reason, but then I have him attack me here. And evidently the shield isn't that good. It's it breaks kind of easily. The block does. So, I don't really like this weapon. I don't think it's that great. It's kind of a cool concept, but overall, it just doesn't seem like it really delivers. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. It's all the weapons, boss weapons, I believe. If I missed any, please tell me. I'm pretty sure that I got them all. Alright, so rate, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.